TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. Coming right up today is the match preview for Atletico Madrid against Barcelona. It's always a big clash in La Liga. Two titans coming head to head. Who will come out on top in this one? Because Barcelona know in order to get back to the top of the league, only a win will do. And away from home, we all know that's a big test. Kickoff will be coming to us at 9 p.m. on Sunday night, the final La Liga game of the weekend, coming there live from the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium in what should be, and what always is, in Madrid. An absolutely electric atmosphere on the night. Barcelona will need to get themselves up for this. They'll need to be ready for the fight. And certainly, guys, your predictions are pretty confident. I've got to say, I think the win over Dortmund has helped morale. I think it's helped our belief in this team. A lot of people believing that we could win this game by 2 goals. But I think, look, it is going to be tight, and it is going to be a completely different game because it's away from home. It's a big, big challenge for us. Will we stand up to it? Elsewhere in La Liga this weekend, Real Madrid have already been in action there, kicking off on the early one on the Saturday. They beat Alaves by 2-1, but by no means was that an easy win there for Real. They had to scrap for it, they had to fight for it, and actually they're relying on their 2 defenders for the goals, with Sergio Ramos and Dani Carvajal there getting a surprising winner, lifting Real back there, as you can see, to the top of the league. And certainly now, that puts the pressure on Barcelona. Real have won, they're back on top there, a 3-point margin. Barca know they've got to win. They've got to beat Atletico there to keep the pressure on Real. And as you can see there, Atletico are not doing so well themselves. Down there in 4th place, they started the season quite well, they've fallen away, they're struggling to score goals. Diego Simeone's men, in this match here, they'll want a result too. And I think that's exactly where we should begin in today's match preview, by looking there at the struggles of the home team, Atletico Madrid, because they're usually a team under Simeone who, don't score many goals. They defend usually very, very well, scrapping their way through, getting the wins, collecting the points. But this season, I've just felt, particularly in the last few weeks, they've really, really not been at it. They've not really looked so much like a Simeone team. And you can see there, 2 defeats in their last 4. They lost there at Juventus in the week in the Champions League. They drew against Granada. They just about got there past Espanyol. A big surprise it was for Atletico to score 3 goals, but again, falling down in the Champions League, going away from home there to Leverkusen and losing that game. And they've had so many draws this season. They've had so many draws, and above all else, it's about scoring goals. And above all else, Atletico Madrid this season, they haven't done it often enough. Just 16 La Liga goals they've scored this season. They are so heavily dependent, you can see it here, on Alvaro Morata. He is the man who, if Atletico Madrid are going to score, he has to be the man to provide their lead in the line, being the number 9. He's got 5 La Liga goals this season, which by any means is not a great total. And then behind him, you've got Costa on 2, João Felix on 2. Both of those players this season have had their injury problems. It's all on Morata. It's down the wings. It's crosses into the area. It's corner kicks. Atletico are struggling in front of goal. Can Barcelona take advantage? And I think when you look at the 2 teams here head to head, look at the stats and look at exactly how they stack up against each other, you can see this season right now Atletico Madrid have played a game more, but of course Barcelona do find themselves in a better position in the league. We've scored more goals by a very, very comfortable margin. And you also look there at the shots on goal. It's quite interesting because Atletico Madrid are getting their shots away. They've had more shots this season than Barcelona have, but it's that conversion rate. Barca are sticking them away. We're clinical in front of goal at times. We've got better attacking players there. Atletico Madrid under 40% there in their conversion rate. But without a shadow of doubt, coming into this game, going to the Wanda, if there's one area of that Atletico Madrid team that I have to pinpoint, that I have to focus on, and in particular say, look, we need to neutralise that, it's all about the wider areas. It's all about the fullbacks for Atletico pushing on and really creating an outlet for them in their team. Because you look here at the 2 graphics, and I picked 2 very specific games here to focus on. You look at home there in the Madrid derby, Atletico there playing very well, I thought, against Real Madrid earlier on the season at the Wanda, and then just a few days ago, heading to Juventus. Look at that shape. And what you can see there, and it's consistent right the way through Atletico's games, they're so narrow. They really do pack that midfield, they crowd the centre of the field, and they really rely on their fullbacks there. Most likely it'll be Trippier on the right-hand side and Lodi on the left-hand side. He's a fantastic player there, Renan Lodi. Fantastic, fantastic young fullback. And certainly Atletico Madrid, they will get them forward. And if they can get them there into advanced areas. They can put balls into the box and challenge us. Certainly their Morata is a physical presence. We'll have to keep an eye on him. But you've got to shut down those wing areas. You've got to get players out there wide, working hard, tracking back if you need to, because that's Atletico Madrid's biggest threat. But if we now move on to the Barcelona side of things, then in particular, what sort of team are we going to see line up at the Wanda Metropolitano, especially given that impressive, or at least improved, performance in the week against Borussia Dortmund? And in particular, the players that came into that team, will they remain? You started there, of course, with the one enforced change, no doubt about it. Ousmane Dembele is not going to be in this team, and he's not going to be in a team for quite a while. Now being confirmed officially by the club, he's going to miss 10 weeks of action with that thigh injury. And Valverde saying today in his press conference that Dembele was struggling, he was down, really hurt by this injury. But he said right now he's focusing on his recovery, he's starting to come round. It's important now that we stand by him. But a huge blow there for Ousmane Dembele. And you'd imagine that Antoine Griezmann would seamlessly slot in, that he would start in this game against his former club, out with a point to prove. It'll be a hostile reception. You know the Atletico Madrid fans are not going to receive him well. But if anything, that could ignite the fire within him. We saw some flashes on Wednesday, we saw some good quality play and a brilliant goal against Borussia Dortmund. Will we see it again at his old stomping ground, the Wanda Metropolitano? I would love to see it. And so, when we do move on here to the possible Barcelona lineup, there are a few things that we have to take into account straight away, guys, because this here is the team that played against Dortmund. Straight away there, I've already said Dembele will be an enforced change. He's out injured, and you would expect Antoine Griezmann there to come into the forward line. But that's not the only thing that we are going to be considering coming into this game, because the second enforced change is going to be this man here, Sergio Busquets, who's going to be suspended, so he's definitely out of this game. That leaves there so far De Jong, Rakitic in midfield. Is he going to stay there? According to reports in Spain, he is going to remain in the lineup for the Atletico Madrid game, so that means De Jong most likely is going to drop in there, Rakitic is going to remain there in the midfield area, but will it be Arthur Melo or Arturo Vidal there to come in and make up the trio? For me, it has to be, without a shadow of a doubt, bringing Arthur here alongside De Jong. Rakitic started the game slowly against Borussia Dortmund, but as the game went on, he did seem to grow into it. He did seem to be a bit more familiar there in the lineup. And then at the back, there's another big question too. You've got Clement Longley, you've got Samuel Umtiti, but this time around, Gerard Piqué is back and available for selection. But should he return? And like I said before, I think right now they're both fit. Longley, Umtiti played pretty well there against Borussia Dortmund. Put them out there. Put them out there at a big away stadium and see what they can do. I think there, put them under pressure, let them have a good test in this kind of game, and Piqué should remain on the bench and ultimately have to win his place back. And I think there will be a number of questions. Like I said, full-back areas are very key in this game. Junior Firpo, for me, has been growing and growing. He played well against Dortmund. It's going to be fascinating to watch him here against Atletico Madrid. Sergio Roberto as well has got a very big game on his hands on the right-hand side. And for me, it's all about that front three. Can they combine once again? Are we going to see the same sort of combinations here? Messi coming central and actively looking, time and time again there for Antoine Griezmann. That's what I'd love to see. And you also saw against Dortmund, Suarez as well, probably less involved, but that made for the better. He was actually involved when he needed to be. He didn't get involved too much. He wasn't getting the ball all of the time. And I think that suits him. He's good in front of goal. He can score goals. He can combine with Messi. But ultimately, if a lot of the play there is going through Griezmann and Suarez there can just be involved in the very final action, it could suit Barcelona. And we can talk about lineups, we can talk about the style of play, we can talk about the recent form. So many questions. And the biggest one of all, away from home, when your mentality is brought into question, when you're really under pressure, when teams come out there and really come at you, can Barca deal with that threat? That's the big question for me, because we've all seen performances at home which have been good, which have been encouraging, which have been promising, and you're thinking, yeah, that's good, we're happy with that, but we want to see it away. We want to see us go into one of these games, whoever it may be, Atletico, a big club, and actually go there, dominate, put in a convincing display, get the win, and prove that, yeah, we can do this. But are we going to see that tomorrow? Personally, I am going to go here with a score prediction of Barcelona 2, Atletico Madrid 0. I'm going to go big, I'm going to go bold, I'm going to be confident. Whether or not that's stupid, I don't know. Whether it's false belief, I don't know. But I just want Barca to actually arrive in this kind of game, a big away occasion. Let's go and do it. Come on! Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What are you making of this game? What are you expecting coming into this one? Please let me know. All of your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be back tomorrow with the match review. Hopefully it can be a positive one once again. But let's wait and see. And until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.